This is Faxuty, one of the biggest Fortnite streamers in the world. But things did not start this way. Before all his success, he was just a kid with the dream of making it as a streamer. So to find out how he rose to the top of the Fortnite and Twitch world, we need to go all the way back to the start of Faxuty's mysterious story. Mohammed Faxuty Eid was born on November 18th of 1997. Faxuty was born in Los Angeles but was raised in Sacramento, California. He grew up in a large family with 7 sisters and 2 brothers, and he would get into video games when Modern Warfare 2 was released on November 10th of 2009.
Our first game we ever touched was Modern Warfare 2.
It was a crazy video game. At the time, we only had one console and one remote. We'd be switching off, but obviously him being the older brother, he would always be the one playing a lot more than I am.
The older Faxuty got, the more he found himself drawn to video games. However, once he got into his teenage years, he knew he would have to help support his family by getting a traditional job.
My first job, it was a cell phone store. Right now, we're on our way to, one of the cell phone stores I used to work at. It wasn't always easy working here, with customers coming in, some just being, rude, aggressive, having to deal with that daily. Wasn't always the best.
But just because Faxuty began to work, this didn't mean he stepped back from gaming. This led to Faxuty begin to explore the internet even more, and he decided to create IRL YouTube videos. Unfortunately, these videos aren't available to the public, but hey, Faxuty, if you're watching this, make them public. But anyways, Faxuty was heavily inspired by FaZe Clan, as they would start posting vlogs and challenges, which was relatively new at the time, especially from a gaming team. However, as soon as Faxuty graduated high school, he would continue to work, all while making sure he had enough time to play video games. He often worked long hours at his job, sometimes putting in over 60 hours a week. Although it wasn't always easy, Faxuty knew he still had to have focus if he wanted to turn his passion into a career. He would continue to post YouTube videos here and there. However, a game was about to be released that would not only change Faxuty's life, but the entire gaming community forever.
Fortnite Battle Royale.
Just Fortnite.
Let's now talk Fortnite, shall we? It's the newest video game craze spreading across fast among kids, college kids, even celebrities.
Fortnite. On September 26, 2017, Epic launched the Battle Royale mode and people absolutely loved it. It's free to play.
Nick, what's the game called? It's called Fortnite. It's free.
And it was massively addicting.
And just like half of the population, I feel like on Earth, I have now become addicted to Fortnite.
Everyone was talking about Fortnite, so Faxuty decided to give it a try. And just 6 months after the release date, on March 28th of 2018, Faxuty would do his first ever Fortnite stream.
I started off on console. Man, my console streams, I used to stream here and there on console. Nothing too serious though, but they were dead. 0 viewers, talking to myself. I'd have a viewer come in. It was funny.
However, unlike many of the other Fortnite creators we all know and love, Faxuty wasn't an instant success. He would only average around 5 viewers for his first year of streaming, and while for many others this would be very demotivating and they would eventually quit, this was the exact opposite for Faxuty. He would continue to stream all while continuing to work at his job. But then in January of 2020, the global pandemic hit the United States, the country went into lockdown, and everyone was stuck at home. As a result, Faxuty's work hours were cut, which gave him more time to put into streaming. He would slowly grow in viewers, from going from 5 average viewers to about 50 live viewers. Although this may not seem like a lot, we had seen one main trait that had formed in Faxuty, and that was the driving reason for the success he would see way later in his career. And this trait would be his strong perseverance, because no matter what happened, he would continue to push forward. And that's exactly what he would do throughout 2020, and during April of that year, Faxuty would meet Reet, one of the best upcoming pros during this time, and they would play a daily duos cup together where they managed to place 4th. Another pro player and creator of the time, Wavy Jacob, saw potential in Faxuty, and so they would stream together. And because of Faxuty's outgoing personality, and with the help of Wavy Jacob and Reet, his viewers would only increase. He would begin to average over 300 viewers, which was absolutely massive during this time. It was looking like it was actually possible for Faxuty to truly make his dream come true. But this didn't mean that he wouldn't have haters and doubters.
I had a lot of doubts, whether, as I spoke on with haters and people down me, even my parents. Pops, he wasn't having it. He constantly had told me, you're 20 some years old, you're wasting your time, you need to be working.
I'm not gonna lie. I used to curse at him. You're wasting your time. I used to down talk him. I used to let him have it.
Faxuty knew he had to prove everyone wrong, and luckily he was given the perfect opportunity to do so. During early 2020, FaZe Clan announced the Phase 5 recruitment challenge. It was completely open to the public. Hundreds of thousands of people were trying their very best to get into FaZe. Beginning from December 27th, each day they would welcome a new FaZe member. So on September 17th of 2020, Faxuty would upload his final Phase 5 submission. Faxuty had posted this with high hopes of getting into FaZe. With a lot on the line, on December 27th of 2020, the first new FaZe member would be announced.
No! What? Nah! Is that me? No way! No way! No way, man! No way, bro! Let's fucking go!
Considering Faxuty grew up playing Call of Duty and watching FaZe, his vision was finally becoming a reality.
It just started hitting me. Like, I joined FaZe, a dream. It came true. It was something special. It was the best day of my life.
Not only did Faxuty join FaZe, he even won a brand new car.
Look at the wheels on there! Bro, this is detailed. These are my keys. Let's go! Look at my car!
This truly was a wholesome moment for Faxuty, but the second he got back home to his setup, he would immediately get back to streaming in order to make the most out of his newfound success. He would even average over 1,000 live viewers, playing with some of the biggest names in Fortnite, including Clix and Peterbot. Soon enough, Faxuty would begin to stream viewing parties and creative tournaments. Essentially, what viewing parties are is that a streamer, in this case Faxuty, would pull out multiple perspectives from a Fortnite tournament, all while reacting to it. Faxuty's fanbase really enjoyed this style of content, and everything was going great for Faxuty. 2023 was shaping up to be a big year for Faxuty. His career had reached a new peak, and everything seemed to be heading in the right direction. However, there would be controversy. FaZe had issues with their owners and investors, which ultimately led to FaZe dropping their entire roster. They did, however, have a team rebranding where they announced the new members, but unfortunately, this didn't include Faxuty.
Oh shit, this is the new roster. Okay, so we are out. Adapt, Apex, Banks, Jev, Kason, Nick Mercs, Replays, Ron, Rug, Scope, Swag, Temper.
Although this was demotivating in the moment, Faxuty knew that at the end of the day, he had done the best he could possibly do with the opportunity during his time in FaZe. He had gone from 1,000 live viewers to over 2,000 live viewers. Faxuty's hard work had been paying off. He would continue to do what he loved, entertaining his fans through his live streams and YouTube videos. He would even create some iconic moments, including these.
What's the tier 1 eater? You could probably do 37 of those. But that's like... Alright, sorry, we're getting off topic. Walk in, buddy. Behind.
When did we get this good?
I don't know. What did you...
But fast forwarding to September 6th of 2024, Faxuty was attending the FNCS Global Championship as a guardian for Yamzo, who wasn't 18 at the time. And leading into the event, Faxuty would IRL stream in the players' lounge, and he would troll some of the players, and this might have made some of the players uncomfortable. Ultimately, Faxuty would get kicked out of the event due to this. And on top of this, Yamzo had misfiled a form, which completely disqualified the two from the event. Although Faxuty would have loved to have been there for the entire event, he was still able to post a YouTube video titled Behind the Scenes of Fortnite Global Championship 2024 from his IRL stream. And although content was Faxuty's main priority, this didn't mean that he wouldn't compete in Fortnite events, because Faxuty would be given the chance to compete in a major lane event. The FNCS Pro-Am was announced on February 28th of this year. It was set to be held in the Gallon Center in Los Angeles on May 10th, about 1 month ago. The tournament includes not only pro players, but content creators as well. There were 20 teams in total, with one pro being paired with one content creator per team, and Faxuty was invited to compete as a content creator alongside Reason. Leading into the event, creators and players wanted to make some fun streams of their own, and Faxuty being Faxuty, he created some pretty funny moments.
3, 2, 1, jump. Yo. That was a setup. You good? Need help? Yo, you good? Yeah.
While Faxuty was doing what he loved, which is creating content, he knew he would still have to give it his all in the event. However, if you aren't living under a rock, you would know that the one and only Peterbot along with Aussie Antics would take home the first place championship.
FNCS Pro-Am champion, Ozzy and Peterbot!
while on the other hand, Faxuty and Reason managed to place a respectable 9th place. Even though this was a solid performance from the two, this did not mean that Faxuty would not have his moments where he would sell.
Nice. I'm front. We win. I fell. No.
But hey, they earned $12,500 each, Faxuty's best placement yet. But honestly, Faxuty isn't a pro player or some kind of celebrity. He's sort of just like you or me, and because of how entertaining and relatable he is, he currently has over 440,000 followers on Twitch, averaging over 3,000 live viewers. I for one hope to see Faxuty continue to do his thing and continue entertaining hundreds of thousands of people. But anyways, thanks for watching, subscribe and like the video if you haven't yet, as it means a lot, and feel free to watch this video if you haven't seen it yet.